Nemanja promised me to show me the Skadar Lake National Park and its environments, taking me by car to some of the most spectacular vantage points in all southern Montenegro.
Now we're climbing on a mountain called Rumija, this is the crossing over the mountain called Sutorman, and it's only crossing for cars.
The first view is to the coastal town of Bar. Bar is an important town in Montenegro because it is the main port where ferries from Italy arrive and where the main railway in Montenegro also starts. Is Stari Bar and Bar city, they're connected? It's like one city from the beginning, or it's absolutely
No,
different?
it's different actually. Like in the beginning there was just city there, where the Stari Bar is, and around fortress. It was the old bar actually, and they moved in this area next to the coast, I don't know, 150 years ago. So that's why Bar is like very different from all other cities here at the coast. It looks new, like like American cities, like all the streets are with 19 degrees angle, and it's pretty much different.
Just crossing the Sutorman mountain pass, the green valley leads down to Skadar Lake, a lonely valley where they say the best wine in Montenegro is produced.
Very interesting about Skadar Lake, because it's quite new. It's only 150 years old, something like that. Actually, the origin is story is like this. The Skadar Lake was actually just a land, very, very low land, like 1 meter above sea level or around sea level. And one year it was a great flood, and all those 4 rivers which are coming to lake now, the biggest one, Morača, Zeta, Reka Crnojevića and Cijevna, they just flooded the whole area. And Drim, of course, the biggest one, I forgot, because Drim is actually in Albania. But it's the biggest river which is coming to lake. They flooded the whole area, and as they do usually, during the winter time or during the wet season, and the water just stayed, and that's it.
This turn of events created a whole new way of life on the shores of the new formed lake, which can be visited in Pelican Hotel and its museum room.
When we arrived in this beautiful town, Virpazar, I promised you I will show you something interesting in it. And this is this small hotel, the most beautiful one actually in Virpazar, with this room which is actually kind of museum.
The folk traditional museum of Hotel Pelican is on the top floor and gathered hundreds of past usual stuff.
With the old traditional tools and clothes for this region, Crnica and Krajina I told you about. This is actually the bottle for wine, and water,
But it's made not of clay.
It's
like
this is kind of vegetable, It's actually pumpkin. Traditional for women from Krajina, the region up there. And what's also interesting here, we can see the fisherman nets, because the fishing is one of the main industries here, fishing and wine.
But it's not so strong.
Yeah, but it's strong enough probably, because they were using it a lot. And this is for cutting the tobacco, because they used to grow tobacco also a lot.
The reason why the water just stayed in the Skadar basin, instead of going away after the flooding passed, is that river Drin suffered a change in its course during this event. At the town called Vauidejas, it used to split in two, the main arm going to the Adriatic directly, and a small portion toward the northern Albania town of Skadar and into Skadar Lake. Sediments blocked the main course, and the flow into Skadar turned into the main one. The traditional way of life turned from peasantry into fishing because of new possibility. This southern shore has many Albanian inhabitants because of the closeness to the border, and minarets are not a strange sight since many of these people are actually Muslim. The roads are not in great condition, and they are very narrow. Animals are frequently by the side or blocking the way, But the ride is worse when you get to the best sightseeing point probably in the whole country.
So what do you think about this place? I promised you the best view at the end. And what do you
I'm sure
think?
that this is the most fantastic view you can have here, and actually that's a super point, because from here you can see not only the lake, the biggest in your country,
yes,
but also mountains. Look, check it out, these damn mountains which they call Prokletje means dam. Wow, fantastic view to the Adriatic coast, and also it's like two countries in one, Montenegro and Albania. The important northern city of Skadar, the main in northern Albania, is visible on the shores of the lake. And this is the river, which on the map form the island.
Where we were yesterday.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, actually that's river. And we can maybe even see the island, but it's hard to recognize it. But we can see the point where the river is coming to somewhere, and that where is probably Adriatic Sea. We are just a couple of 100 meters from border actually. Maybe we are even in Albania now.
300 meters.
Yeah.